Subscribe now and join thousands of drama lovers uncovering the truth behind every untold story. If you think you've heard it all about Bai Lu, think again, because what we're about to reveal will change how you see her forever. The news broke quietly at first, a whisper in online forums, a few cryptic posts hinting that something wasn't right. Then, within hours, it erupted into a storm. Bai Lu, the beloved actress known for her radiant smile and effortless charm, suddenly found herself at the center of a whirlwind of allegations. Some called it karma, others called it jealousy, but no one could deny one thing: this was bigger than anyone expected. It began one night when Bai Lu appeared at an event in Shanghai, her usual confidence replaced by something more guarded. Observers noticed the faint trembling in her hands, the distant look in her eyes. Her co-stars smiled, cameras flashed, but behind the surface, something had shifted. Whispers spread that Bai Lu had been hiding a truth for years, something connected not just to her past relationships, but to people who felt wronged by her success. A former assistant's message leaked online, a short post that simply read, "Karma never forgets." Within minutes, fans were torn apart, defending her innocence while others began digging into her old interviews and social media posts. Every word, every glance, every moment suddenly seemed like a clue to a deeper story. As the internet dissected her life, Bai Lu reportedly retreated into silence. Her management denied the allegations, but her silence spoke louder than their words. For days, she wasn't seen in public. Then, when she finally appeared again, she wasn't the same. She was quiet, composed, but the light that once filled her seemed dimmed. Behind the scenes, rumors spread that the allegations came from someone within the industry, someone powerful who had been waiting for the right moment. The idea of karma began to swirl like wildfire across fan circles. People remembered moments when Bai Lu's confidence was mistaken for arrogance, when her decisions might have unintentionally hurt others. Was the universe now circling back? But those who knew her closely painted a different picture. They said Bai Lu was misunderstood, that her determination often made her a target in an industry where kindness could be mistaken for weakness. One director spoke quietly about her resilience, saying that she was the kind of person who carried the weight of her mistakes in silence, never seeking sympathy, never blaming others. And then came the footage. A behind-the-scenes clip from a past project surfaced, showing Bai Lu breaking down after a take, whispering to a co-star that she felt like the world was turning against her. The clip went viral overnight. Fans flooded the internet with support, using hashtags to defend her name, while critics claimed it was a publicity stunt. In the midst of all this, something remarkable happened. Instead of running away, Bai Lu decided to confront the chaos. She made a quiet statement, not to the media, but through a handwritten note posted on her personal page. It wasn't defensive, it wasn't angry, it was hauntingly honest. She wrote about mistakes, about forgiveness, and about how sometimes karma isn't punishment but a lesson. The note ended with a line that stopped everyone in their tracks. If karma is real, then maybe it's not here to destroy us, but to teach us what love and truth really mean. That one sentence changed everything. The same voices that once criticized her began to soften. People started seeing not just a celebrity, but a human being facing her own reflection in the mirror of public judgment. Over the next few weeks, Bai Lu returned to work, quietly and gracefully. She didn't post updates or make statements. She just showed up. On set, one witness described her presence as different, almost serene, as if she had made peace with something deep within her. The allegations began to fade, but the conversation they started didn't. People began talking not just about Bai Lu's supposed karma, but about how easily the world turns its back on someone it once loved. It became less about guilt or innocence, and more about redemption, about how strength often shows up in silence. And perhaps that's the real story here. Not the scandal, not the noise, but the quiet resilience of a woman who refused to let rumors define her. Bai Lu's story reminds us that every headline hides a heartbeat, that karma isn't always cruel, and that sometimes the most powerful act of all is to keep moving forward, even when the world is watching. So as we unpack the layers of Bai Lu's journey, one truth becomes clear: maybe karma didn't come to punish her, maybe it came to remind everyone what it means to rise again. The night after the scandal broke, Bai Lu sat alone in her dimly lit apartment, her phone screen glowing with hundreds of unanswered messages. The city outside was quiet, but her mind wasn't. Every notification felt like a reminder of the world she once ruled, now turning against her. She replayed the interviews, the headlines, the cold eyes of those who once smiled beside her, and wondered if karma had finally come to collect its debt. She had been warned, months ago, by someone she trusted. They told her the truth would eventually find its way out, no matter how deep it was buried. But she never thought it would come this way, not with her name written in accusations that painted her as the villain in a story she never fully understood. In the distance, the sound of rain tapped gently against the window. Bai Lu rose from the couch and walked toward the mirror. The woman looking back at her didn't seem like the same actress who once brightened screens across Asia. Her eyes were tired, her expression empty, yet somewhere deep within them, a small flame of defiance still burned. Then came the call. A familiar voice, soft but heavy with hesitation. Bai Lu, it said, they know everything now. The old recording. The deal. The night before the shoot. She froze. For a moment, the world went silent. That night, the very night the deal was made to save someone else's career, was supposed to remain buried forever. Flashbacks filled her mind, the dim backstage lights, the whispers of producers, the frightened look in Xinyu's eyes, and Dylan Wang's quiet nod of understanding. They all knew something wasn't right. A promise had been made, a sacrifice had been taken, and Bai Lu was the one who carried it alone. The deal had saved them all then, but now it was tearing everything apart. She opened her drawer and pulled out an old letter. The handwriting was shaky, emotional, written during the height of her fame. It was from someone she had once loved deeply, someone who vanished from her life when the first rumor began. The letter read, "You cannot hide from what is meant to teach you. The truth will not destroy you, it will reveal who you are meant to become." For the first time in weeks, Bai Lu felt something stir inside her, the need to tell her own story, not through the filter of the media or her management, but in her own words. That night, she set up a camera, sat on the floor, and began to record. Her voice was trembling at first, but honest. She spoke about the choices she made, the people she tried to protect, and the secrets she carried to keep the industry from falling apart. She confessed that fame had taken pieces of her that she could never get back, that behind the glamorous red carpets and bright lights were contracts signed in silence and tears shed in hidden rooms. "I am not perfect," she said softly, "but I am not who they say I am either. Maybe this is karma, maybe it's just truth catching up. But if this is the price I must pay for honesty, then I accept it." The video spread like wildfire. Within hours, millions watched in silence. Some cried. Some questioned everything they believed about her. Even those who had turned away found themselves drawn back to her words. The world began to see not a fallen actress, but a woman finally reclaiming her story. Meanwhile, Dylan Wang, who had remained quiet through it all, posted a single message online. The truth she spoke was never hers alone. It belongs to all of us who were afraid to tell it. That single line sent the internet into chaos. Fans began connecting hidden details from their past projects, unseen interviews, and subtle clues buried in behind-the-scenes moments. Xinyu later confirmed what many suspected. During one of their most emotional scenes years ago, Bai Lu had broken down in real tears, not because of the script, but because she was reliving the night she lost everything to protect someone else. That revelation turned everything around. People began to question who the real villains were, the powerful hands behind the scenes, or the artists forced into silence. Days passed, and the noise started to fade. Bai Lu was invited to an interview, not to defend herself, but to speak freely. Sitting across from the host, she smiled for the first time in a long while. "Maybe karma isn't about punishment," she said softly, "maybe it's just the universe reminding us to be honest, no matter how painful it is." Her words went viral. The video became the most watched clip of the year. The comments were filled with people who saw their own pain in hers. Forgiveness replaced hate, and admiration replaced doubt. Bai Lu had done what few could, she turned her downfall into a story of truth, courage, and redemption. Weeks later, she walked through a quiet park, her phone buzzing again. This time, it wasn't another headline or scandal. It was a message from a director she once dreamed of working with. "I watched your video. Let's start something new. Something honest." As the sun rose behind her, Bai Lu smiled. The chapter of silence had ended. The world now knew her truth, and in the calm of that morning, she realized that karma had never been her enemy. It had been her greatest teacher. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more emotionally powerful Kdrama revelations. Share this video to spread the truth behind Bai Lu's journey, and let the world see that karma is not revenge, it's transformation.